And we're back for another installment of the Sad Guys Vlogcast. Welcome back, Sadettes. Coming at you from Hercules' beehole.
Yeah, Hercules, big trophy. We'll talk about that later.
We will. We'll get into that one.
It's a big rivalry.
It's rivalry week.
That's true. Well, just us, I guess. I don't think anybody else has a rivalry.
The word of the day is rivalry.
Rivalry. If you hear rivalry, drink. I am drinking some amazing Branchline Brewing Evil Out Amber. What are you drinking?
I am drinking some on-rotation jalapeno Saison.
Yes, both amazing.
It is quite delicious.
What's also cool about our league is that by the end of this year, we will have 30% of our league will own a brewery.
That's 3 out of 10.
That's pretty badass.
That's a lot of math.
That's free beer.
Yes, I hear a draft day brewery.
It's in the works.
Invite coming on.
We're gonna invite ourselves.
Yeah.
All right. So first we had
some trades.
Oh, guys, I don't know if you know this since it's only happened twice
in
the previous 2 years. And they were both from me.
They were both from you?
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many other trades in the works, I just know it.
Yeah, I've heard of a few rumblings.
Jacob and Lizzie and Stefan were down in Austin this weekend, and we all went out, and there were a lot of drunk trade rumors flying around.
We did have 70% of the Sunday Afternoon Delight League at Chrissy's birthday, so
we did.
Stuff was going down.
It was a fun time. Hunter, your children were invited, but you didn't show up.
Where were you?
So we had two big trades happen, which I think doubled the amount of trades that our league has ever had
in a span of 45 minutes. Yes, I traded Stefan. I traded Wes Welker, who just came back, did really good this week, and I traded Shane Vereen, a PPR good back, and I got back Monte Ball, who's kind of struggled this year, but I think he's going to do better, and Keenan Allen, who has done nothing this year, but I think his ceiling is really high. And basically, this just fills in mine and Stefan's bye week.
Enemy.
You don't like Stefan. Fills in our bye week slots that we needed to fill. Also, I, as the Jamal Charles owner, traded the suspended Josh Gordon, who will be back right in time for fantasy playoffs, which is a great get for Jacob.
We think.
I got Jamal Charles back up now, Davis, just because I needed him for Monday night, because I played on Monday night, and I needed to play one of them too. So, trades.
All good trades.
I hope to see some more this year. I think with the small benches, we'll have a lot more trades.
I love the small benches.
I love small benches.
Speaking of suspended running backs, if anyone wants Adrian Peterson, send me a trade request. All right, moving on to the review of... Nobody asked you. The review of this past week's games. Let's get into it. I am pumped.
Let's start off with this pillow fight of a undefeated versus undefeated teams that played. Two
teams that would have beaten each other, really, in the league, and that's all. Stefan won the Pansy fight of the week with 104 points compared to Hunter's 88.7. Stefan led the way with Andrew Luck scoring 40.3. And Gio Bernard
and Calvin Johnson
combined for 32.6.
That's good. That was like a Run DMC thing right there.
I liked that.
The rest of Stefan's team combined for 25.3, so do better. And the Panthers D, usually good. -4 points.
Not against my Steelers.
Jordan's Steelers team that he owns. Hunter, 88.7. Let's just run down these right now. Matt Stafford,
4.6.
LaShawn McCoy,
2.2.
Eric Decker,
2.9.
Vernon Davis,
0.
Wow, so that is how you score 88.7 points when those four guys combine for, I can't add, less than 10 probably.
That sounds right.
So y'all guys, do better next time.
Or don't.
So next we have previous champ Lindsay.
Current champ.
True. Current champ Lindsay.
That's also true.
Putting 135.3 against Chris Shepard, putting up
a respectable 99.1 and scoring less than 100 points for the second week in a row. Sorry, Chris. You're giving me a free ticket to Texas Craft Beer Festival, so I won't make fun of you.
Your team is good.
Yeah, you're great.
So Lindsay, Julio Jones, on a Thursday night, Julio Jones jumped out with 37.1, so that's already a great start. She could have essentially almost set everyone else and won against Chris's sub-100 team.
Yeah, it looks that way. Marshawn Lynch is just beasting over everybody.
Best draft pick, we've said every single time.
Yeah, you got him in like the 38th round. He went 27.8 points. Brady is struggling, though. Struggling.
Word on the street is most people are actually just straight up dropping Tom Brady right now. People don't want him.
Wow.
He's put up 1 touchdown every week.
Lindsay, you should drop him.
Yeah.
And Jordan Cameron, our favorite player, put up 3.3.
So he came back from an injury.
Those are points. Total points.
Thought he was going to do something. He didn't do anything.
He didn't. Chris started Kirk Cousins.
Good waiver wire pickup.
Yeah, it was great. He also had 5 players combined for 24.3 points, including Brandon Marshall.
1.6 from him.
What happened? What happened to Brandon
Remember
Marshall?
last week when he put up 100 points?
Wow. All right. Let's move on to the next matchup. Matchup of the Jays, as I like to call it. Jacob versus Jason Harris, a.k.a. Wiener, a.k.a. Short Guy, a.k.a. possibly next week's special guest.
A.k.a. keep leaning into the microphone some more.
That was for effect.
So Jacob, first victory of the season, puts up 149.7, which was maybe the second highest point total of the week. So.
Yeah, it wasn't. Somebody else was the highest, but he wasn't even close to him. Nick Foles put up a nice 32.2. Sammy Watkins, though, had a 3.9. Not as good as the week before.
But besides Watkins, rest of the wide receivers, running backs, flex, 94.2. That's a good get right there.
And that equals 149.7.
That does. Well, almost.
Ish.
Kicker and defense.
Wiener put up 99.1
Which,
points.
decimal scoring, if Wiener and Chris had been playing, they would have tied.
That's what we call a tie in the industry.
I can't wait for a decimal scoring tie, because it's going to happen in our league.
It's probably going to happen when I play my mortal enemy.
So Wiener had Victor Cruz... Wiener had Victor Cruz with a 21.7, which was about his only good guy. Fitzgerald, another guy on the word on the street, a lot of people are trying to drop.
Tell me how many points he scored.
He scored
4.4.
Yeah, 4.4.
Aaron Rodgers, how many points did he get? 1.2.5. 12.5. Joik Bell, how many did he get?
3.3.
3.3 people.
Ooh.
Who tied? Jordan Cameron.
That's right. So, Wiener, step it up. You're 1-2 now. Jacob, you're 1-2, but you're on the upswing there with
Is he? Is he?
Not. I'm trying to make him feel better.
Let's move on to Game of the Week, as I like to call it.
Yeah, I guess so. So, we have
me. My name's Jordan. If you don't know me, hello.
He put up 190.2, which was your second. You've been the highest scorer 2 out of 3 weeks this season.
Have I?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yes, I have posted the 2 highest scoring weeks in the season.
Let me tell you about Jordan's team. As probably the first couple plays of the game in the San Diego game, Jordan starts Danny Woodhead, gets 1 yard, and goes out for the season, apparently now.
The first play of the game, the Chargers got the ball, Danny Woodhead rush for 1 yard, and he broke his left fibula, I think.
Yeah, his left half.
And he left for the game.
So Jordan getting 0.1 point from a running back position. The rest of his team scored 190.1 points, which is unheard of.
This is true.
So you had...
I'm not afraid to say it.
True. You had Steve Smith, besides Danny Woodhead, was your lowest scorer with 15.1 points.
I don't know why you guys passed on Steve Smith for so long.
Only because he's 85 years old.
And he's incredible.
He's really good. You had Antonio Brown, 31 points. Jeremy Maclin, 29.4 points. Your Colts defense, who suck, 17 points.
Can I say, I would like to toot my own horn again here.
Go ahead.
The Colts defense scored -3 points total in the first 2 weeks of the season. They scored -1 the first week, -2 in the second week.
That's a -3.
They scored 17 this past week. Might I be a genius? Yes.
No. So Drew,
let me talk about Drew's team.
124.8.
Let me talk about Drew's team. So Drew scored 124.8 points with your favorite player, Pierre
Garçon,
scoring 30.8 points.
Which
at that point,
I'm
pretty sure I was watching these scores, and Pierre Garçon put up 23 points in the first half, and I had 0.1 from Danny Woodhead. That's all I had total.
But tell me how his running backs did.
His running backs combined for a 16.9 points. That was
16.9.
C.J. Spiller and
Alfred Spamoris.
Spamoris. Anyway, I thought I was in trouble. I wasn't because I crushed all of them.
Not at all.
Okay.
So let's talk about this new guy on the block. This guy who's kind of winning games now, and it's getting pretty old. Guys, I've won 2 games in a row.
Yeah,
I'm tired of winning now. I'm not used to this. The last time I had a winning record was week 9 of 2012. I was 5-4. But this whole winning streak, I'm not used to it. I don't like it.
It's on the next sheet, actually.
Guys, can I lose? I don't know if I can even lose anymore.
Cameron might be untouchable at this point.
It's called a streak. A real streak. Not like last week's 1-game winning streak. This is a 2-game winning streak.
And if Cameron knows both ends of streaks, let's put it that way.
I know.
He knows both ends.
I know the shittiest end. And no, that's about it. I know the shittiest end of streaks. He knows
putting shit into ends, and he knows taking shit out of ends.
Streaky things.
Streaky ends.
So, I put up 134.8 this week. Fred Jackson, I threw him in the lineup. I thought he'd do good. Second leading running back this week. 25.2 points.
You want to trade him?
No.
What about Adrian Peterson?
No.
Okay.
I hate him.
All right. Well, you also played Emmanuel Sanders, who put up 25.9 points, which was the most in the Denver Broncos.
That's right, because my opponent, my Brolo El Cunado, Jason Art, he had Peyton Manning, who put up 24, but he threw half of his yards to Emmanuel Sanders.
And that's what you can ask for, right?
That's how it works. My kicker that I picked up this week, 15 points. I'll take that.
Texans defense, though. 0. The big stinker.
We're still rolling with them, though, this week. Come on.
Are you?
Yep.
Who are they playing?
Somebody.
Okay.
Jason, Peyton Manning, 24. This is your downfall. Trent Richardson,
11 points.
And was that the lowest of his scores?
No, that was the highest.
That's right. That is where,
outside of Peyton Manning,
that is where everything goes downhill. And Frank Gore.
Frank Gore, though, coming back from the grave, had a solid pointer. 1 point. That's not bad.
Big point.
That's not bad for the big
Gore. That is how Jason Ard scores the lowest amount of the week again. Second week in a row, I believe. Hey, I would have beat at least half of the other people, okay? All right, next we go into our, as Jordan accidentally called it last week, the pro crap.
No, I correctly called it the pro crap, as it is now deemed. Let's get right into it. So the first pro crap recrap matchup that we have is a battle of 1 and 2s.
Ooh, there's a lot of 1 and 2s in the league right now.
There are, and I'm not one of them.
There's not that many 2 and 1s or 3 and 0s.
It's Drew versus Wiener. So Drew is the favorite according to ESPN rankings, which we all trust and live by.
Drew has a full team this week. He doesn't have anybody on buys, which this is a killer bye week for mostly everyone. 6 teams on bye.
Yes, and we'll get into that one later with Lindsay's team. But he, as we have said before, is living and dying by Drew Brees and Jimmy Graham, and they are against the Cowboys defense this week. I think Wiener is gone.
This is tugging at Drew's heartstrings, though. He's a Dallas native, loves the Cowboys. He has to hope that the Cowboys suck. And that's why I love fantasy football.
The good thing for him is I think they're going to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So good on you, Drew. Your real life team is going to do terrible. Your fantasy team is going to do awesome.
Let's talk about Jason. I can't read what that one says.
That says 3 starters are on bye for Jason.
3 starters on bye. Okay, and that's a bad sign.
And who did he pick up this week to fill in?
Larry Donnell of Love.
Larry Donnell of Love, or as we know him, Larry Donnell. First start of the Sunday Afternoon Delight in 3 years. Yeah, this is it. This is his first start.
This is it. And I am excited. I'm ready to see what this kid can do.
All right, so next we have Chris.
Whoa. We didn't make picks.
Oh, I pick Jason Harris. He's got Larry Donnell.
I picked the same.
Okay, good. Even though Drew's the favorite. Mm-hmm. Chris, 1 and 2 versus Jason Ard. Oh, the only 0 and 3 player still out there.
Yikes.
Chris is the favorite. What do we have about Chris?
Chris is the favorite. The question with Chris's team is, can Eddie Lacy break the slump? He's been pretty bad.
He hasn't done good.
But he's a good guy. But to fall in line with everybody else's first-round picks, not working out.
Yeah, he's
first-round picks have not
worked out. He's way worse than Jamal Charles.
Way worse than Adrian Peterson. He's not beating children.
That's true. It's not beating kids with trees.
The one thing he's got going for him is he's going against a bad Bears defense.
Yeah, their rush D has not been good this year.
So we'll see. I think that might be a shootout with Aaron Rodgers and Jay Cutler, but we'll see what happens.
So Jason, his saving grace is Peyton Manning. Sorry, bye week this week.
Yeah,
but
can't put him in the lineup.
He did draft a backup quarterback, which we'll also get to later.
Yes, he did. Tell
Cam
me who he
Newton.
is.
Not a bad guy. Not like 7th round worthy for a backup quarterback.
Well, he might be a bad guy, but he's a decent quarterback.
So we'll see how that all flies in there.
What's your pick?
Chris. I gotta go Chris.
All right, I'm going against the grain. I'm going with Jason R to get his first win of the season. Let's move on. So the next matchup, very interesting. Hunter versus the defending champion, Lindsay.
They both used to work at Ernst & Young. Or Lindsay still does. This is an old EY battle here.
Yeah, and Hunter's 2-1. Lindsay, defending champ, is 1-2. Hunter is the favorite according to ESPN leaks, and he's got Matt Stafford against a bad Jets pass defense.
Yeah, they're very bad. They're like ranked 31st, I think, second to last.
The problem, though, is that Stafford is very inconsistent, so it's hard to tell what he's going to do.
He's either going to get 45 points or 4.6.
Yeah, and I believe that's in New York, isn't it?
But can we talk about Lindsay?
Let's do it.
Let's talk about it. How many starters does she have on a bye?
5, I
Lindsay's
believe.
entire bench is filled with bye people right now that are literally her 5 starters. They're actual people she plays on her week.
5 whole starters. Well, except for Dwayne Bowe.
Her defense too is on bye, so that's technically 6 people on bye.
Wow.
But yeah, she is starting Dwayne Bowe, who, remember him?
Dwayne Bowe's a legit starter in this league.
Remember, was this 2008?
Is it not?
Oh shit, you're screwed, Lindsay. I'm going Hunter, just on the mere fact that Lindsay has not a team.
And I, as someone who usually picks the underdogs, I gotta go with Hunter too. I just don't think Lindsay stands a chance.
Not at all.
Let's move on to the next matchup.
Next, ooh.
You want to introduce this one?
Yes, this is Jacob, who also got his first win this week, against
Stephen.
Jordan's mortal enemy. Stephen. Mortal enemy.
I like that you went into the mic again. Mortal
So Jacob, according to ESPN, is our favorite. He has Nick Foles going against a bad pasty, and he has Des Bryant going a bad pasty, so that bodes well for him.
It does.
These are not vaunted Ds, by the way.
They are no vaunted Ds as last week.
You do not have a vaunted D either.
I refuse to talk about my mortal frenemy.
Mortal frenemy, Stefan. His best running back is Gio Bernard on a bye week. Stefan made the trade with me, so he's going to throw on Vereen in that spot, so that may help you. He also, your thing though, Luck has been the best quarterback this year, but he's going against the second best pass defense in the league, so that 40.6 may become 40.3. Who knows? But I'm going to go with Stefan is going to lose to Jacob. Jacob's going to go 2-2 this week.
I'm going Stefan's team.
Doo-doo.
Loss. 3-1. No longer undefeated.
All right, the next game.
Ooh. This is a good one.
I haven't heard my name called yet, and I haven't heard your name called yet.
And we've been talking the whole time.
We have, so that can only mean one thing.
Rivalry week.
Oh, so y'all all know we have the Bob Barker Memorial Patty Duke Trophy of Identical Cousins.
Oh, let's put that right there.
It's probably moving now. I was probably get out of focus.
No, we're good.
So this is mine and Jordan's rivalry trophy because Bob Barker is our grandpa, who's the most amazing man of all time.
Yep.
And if you don't know who Patty Duke is, hello, Patty Duke Show.
YouTube it.
The show was about identical cousins, and we look exactly alike, right?
Which clearly we are.
We look exactly alike. I'm obviously the least attractive one, but we look exactly alike. So, this is a big rivalry week, and right now, we have this segment. What's our new segment for this week?
Our new segment this week is called Shit Talk. It's basically where Cameron and I shit talk to each other for 10 to 15 seconds.
And Go. Your team sucks so bad that I can't think of bad things to say. You haven't said anything yet. You're doing really terrible at shit.
You're taking up the whole time. Your team is so awful because all you do is talk and you tinker and you tinker and you tinker and you tinker and you tinker. All you're going to do is tinker your way to this loss.
Your team
sucks. Could play no one and you would still
lose. Look, I'm Jordan leaning into the microphone like I always do.
Vaunted.
True.
Vaunted.
Scene. All right, good job. So, we have Jordan 3-0. Him and Stefan are the only 3-0 teams. Jordan's the favorite, as he would be, because his team has put up 1 billion points. He has no starters on buys either, which obviously bodes well for him.
Yes, that's true.
And you have Antonio Brown, who has averaged 24 points against really good Ds. He's going against the worst pass defense in the league. So
I appreciate that. Let me talk about your team for a minute.
Okay, let's hear.
So Cameron's team, he's got some bad matchups against some good defenses for every player. The big question though is from his trade, will Keenan Allen have a breakout game? He's yet to have that hit his stride, but I think it's going to happen this week against the bad Jugs defense.
The Jugs D is terrible.
Anyone playing the Jugs is just not going to do well.
Bad Jugs.
And as we said before, Cameron is sitting on a winning record, 2-1 for the first time since 2012. Let's remember that, people. He's a star to be reckoned with. just floating through the sky all the way to the sun. You're a star, my friend. You're a star.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Anyway, so my pick is me.
I pick me as well. So, I'm predicting both 3-0s to go 2-1, and then I'll be 3-1 with both of them. So, sweet. I hope so.
Let us move.
What do we have next?
We now have another viewer email. It's your favorite segment.
This is from someone who has a lot of trouble on this bye week right now. I got this email.
This is gonna be a long one.
Oh God, sorry. This is from a person. Really tough bye week right now. Everything is going wrong for her right now. I may have.
Give me the big one.
Oh yeah, we're doing this bad boy. Mission Brewing Double IPA. So, Jordan, do you want to read the email right now?
Unless you want to read it. You can read it. You read it.
Alright, let's switch it up here. So, it says, Dear S.A.D guys, my season hasn't really started out like I had hoped. After all of last year's success, I thought it would be undefeated to start the year. Naturally. Things haven't gone so well, though.
We can't all be undefeated.
And I'm sitting at 1-2 this year. My guys, the guys just really aren't doing it for me. It's not that I don't like the guys, they just haven't been fulfilling my needs. And now the dreaded bye weeks are upon us. With so many of my guys being out this week, I feel like I should experiment a little, which I haven't done much since college. I've been thinking outside the box, and I'm contemplating about picking up some girls from the Lingerie Football League.
Preach.
Something about watching a girl in her underwear catching a 10-yard out just really does it for me. Do y'all think that this is a good way to fill my slots for the week? Signed, By Curious in Dallas.
You might have to excuse me after that email.
I say,
a little flustered.
I don't know who the girl is in our league, but go for it.
Yes.
Fill your slots.
Fill those slots.
With all those girls.
Vigorously. Put it on camera. Submit it to the vlogcast.
We will check it out. Thank you. Alright, so, extra special, you need that. Extra special guest fell in the box.
You have to go get an extra special
guest. I do. It is, we have an actual draft strategist right now. I believe he was Jason Ard's.
Yes.
Draft strategist.
Hand of the king to Jason Ard.
0-3. Let me go grab our draft strategist real quick.
Yes, so Jason enlisted the help of a Hand of the King or a draft strategist to help him this year since he's had a couple of snafus in our league while drafting before. So we contacted this gentleman and we actually got him here. If we can get him up on the couch here with the S.A.D guys, that'd be perfect. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we are. Okay, this is our. It's nice. A simple handshake would have done well, but that's okay too. So Jason Ard's draft strategist. This is JoJo, and I have a couple questions, JoJo. So how did you get involved with helping out Jason with this draft?
Well, Jason's my uncle, and he called me up on the phone and was like, "Hey, JoJo, do you mind helping me with doing my fantasy draft? Because we have about the same amount of experience in fantasy football, so I thought I could just use your insights." And I was like, "Sure, man. I don't care. I'm a dog. I'll do whatever."
Yeah, I like that. So why the push to draft so many older players like Peyton Manning? He's 38, Anquan Bolden, 33, Frank Gore, Vincent Jackson, D'Angelo Williams, all over 30. Why the push to draft the older players?
Man, once again, I'm a dog and I don't really know much, but to me, I'm almost 7 and I've been alive for 9 months, so the whole age thing I couldn't really figure out. I thought Peyton Manning was just now turning 4, so that's just how it was.
Okay, that's all right. That makes sense. So what was your strategy with drafting a backup quarterback in the 7th round?
Well, that was a kind of a mistake on mine and my Uncle Jason's part because, I'm a dog, and at that point I wanted to lick my balls, so I just started licking my balls, and Jason was watching me and I was like, "Hey, that's pretty cool. I should try licking my balls too." So Jason started trying licking his balls, didn't really work out. And we auto-drafted accidentally with the quarterback in the 7th round.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you're looking at me with that ball mouth. So, would you say it's been a rough season this year?
I'd say it's been a rough season for my Uncle Jason. But thanks for having me on, guys.
All right. That was draft strategist JoJo. Taking his leave of absence. If anybody wants to pick him up for next season, I'm sure Jason will give you his contact info.
Hey, was JoJo just on?
He was?
Was he talking?
Yeah, he was.
Oh, he's never talked to me. I've never heard him talk before. I haven't heard his voice.
He's hilarious.
Maybe one day I'll hear JoJo talk. So, thank y'all very much. That is this long-ass podcast of the week. We have our outro song right now. I'm dedicating it to Lindsay and Jacob, who each got their first win of the year last week.
Great.
And also to the other 3 guys, Drew, Chris, Jason, that have Jason Harris, not Jason Hart, that have 1 win on the season. Guys, don't be excited that you got your 1 win, because I had 1 win one time last year, and it was very lonely.
Was it lonely?
It was very lonely. So don't think that's gonna be your only win. So I would say good luck to everyone except and
vaunted.